How to wash a ceramic coated vehicle.
Hi, I'm Ivan.
I'm Nick.
This is DIY Detail. Today we have this beautiful Holden, I guess. Anyways, in the shop, looks like a Chevy SS, looks like a Holden, it's up to you. Beautiful car, coated, but it's starting to relax a little bit in terms of beating because of dirt, because of contamination. So we're going to give you a deep dive decontamination on how to maintain your coated car.
This couldn't be any simpler, but it might seem confusing out there. The reason that you have confusion is you can't actually see a ceramic coating. So you might judge shine and gloss, or whether you see water beads on the surface. Oh, it's coated, it's not coated. It's not as if you can just press a button and the paint will tell you, oh, my coating is doing great, or I'm coated, or I'm not coated. It might be confusing out there. So you have a coating on here. What do you do, Ivan? What do you give it that it needs?
We give it decontamination and cleanliness. A coated car, just like any car, needs to be washed, and once in a while it needs to be decontaminated. The contamination doesn't accumulate as quickly on a coated car, but it still accumulates, and we have a bit on there, so we'll take it off. Gonna start with the wheels, Nick, as always. What do we have in here, Nick?
All clean, diluted 15 to 1. A dash of incredible suds. And you can do this in a lot of ways. You can just use all clean in a 16-ounce sprayer. The foaming is different. Why do you like the IK Foam Pro 12 for this, Ivan?
The foam is a better way of applying it. Every time a bubble bursts, we have more product on the surface. We have new product touching the surface, therefore attacking that dirt just a little more.
And because this car is ceramic coated, is that why we're not using iron remover first?
It's a well-maintained car. There's not a lot of iron contamination on the wheel, so we don't need to.
You could use iron remover first and then foam on all clean, but iron remover is, let's just say, not the cheapest chemical in anyone's lineup. And so probably conserving it where you can is a decent idea.
Yeah.
I always like to use iron remover anyway.
Next in the process is putting a chemical on the surface. The reason we don't use the pressure washer, there's a bit of grit on here. We want to remove that grit safely. The safe way of doing so, in this case, is with foam. You could also use rinseless, but today we're using incredible suds.
Ivan, do you think it's more fun to wash a coated vehicle?
It is. It makes washing it so much easier.
And if it's easier, it can be more fun.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be challenging to be rewarding.
No, exactly.
Because sometimes the challenge achieved is quite rewarding, but that's not the case here.
No.
Okay.
Cleaning a coated car is fun. So Nick, we have all this beautiful foam on the vehicle.
Now it's time for the contact wash.
No. Oh, back up, back up, back up. We did foam. We have yet to rinse and foam again.
Why?
We have lubrication on the surface, but we also have grit. The whole point of the foam rinse foam is to foam it on the vehicle, rinse away the grit, and then foam again, then do our contact wash.
I can guarantee you there's thousands of people washing a car today in the United States of America, where we're currently filming, that are gonna put a product on and hit it with their wash mitt. They're scratching the paint.
100%. We're letting the incredible suds do its job and gently take the dirt off the vehicle. Once it's pretty much cleaned off like this, then we can rinse it off. So the foam, now the rinse.
Ivan, there's a lot of foam here.
Right.
Folks may think, it looks fun, but I'd rather use rinseless wash. They can do that too.
100%. If you're using a rinseless wash, one thing though, we would still do the chemical rinse chemical, or rinseless rinse rinseless, meaning we'll put the rinseless on the surface, we'll let it sit, we'll let it dwell, we'll let it do what the foam did in the beginning, rinse it off, and then reapply rinseless, then do our contact wash.
Got it.
With what's left in my foam cannon, just to add a bit of suds to our bucket here. 1,000 to 1 is all you need in the wash bucket.
Now we've got to be ready to wash.
Correct, Nick. Now we're ready to wash. I'm gonna let the Incredible Suds work a little longer on that traffic film while I'm doing the wheels. So these wheels, on the face of it, looked relatively clean, but the barrels are bringing out a lot of stuff.
What's the best posture for your body to be cleaning wheels?
The posture we have right now, Nick, is assuming you're on the little rolling cart, is a good one. You want to keep your back as straight as possible. You don't want to be crouched. You don't want to be bent over. Now I started with the face of the wheel for a reason. Look what's coming out of the barrel of the wheel. Very dirty. So I don't want to be taking the dirt from the barrel out of the barrel, bringing it onto the face, and then scrubbing the face. Because let's just say the barrels aren't exactly clean. But they will be in a minute or two. We're gonna get a little head start on Nick here, help him with the roof. I have our perfectly safe brush. Yes, it's safe to use on a coated car. It's safe to use on any car. Gets under the roof rack, over the roof rack, around the roof rack.
Some of the comments we've received about the perfectly safe brush revolve around how much time it is saving people.
Yes.
Is it saving people time at the expense of safety? That's the real question.
No, it's not compromising the safety in any way. That is, of course, if you're following proper wash technique, which is the foam rinse foam, dunking your brush after every panel. But that's common sense.
Is it though?
I would hope so.
I mean, I'm the first person to admit I don't always have common sense, and I would say that common sense isn't common. So when it comes to car washing and detailing, what seems like common sense to us might be brand new information to somebody, Ivan.
Right.
They might think, that looks like a car wash brush that I see on TikTok that involves damaging a vehicle, and that
Right.
the detailers say never to use.
Not every brush should be used, but ours, we have nice long flat tip nylon bristles that hold an immense amount of liquid and suds, carrying those suds to the surface. And if you're using rinseless, it's just as good with rinseless. But what are you using, Nick?
I'm using the Incredible Wash Mitt, and I was just thinking about technique, and it's incredibly simple. You're leveraging the lubrication of the Incredible Suds on the paint and in your wash bucket, and with no pressure whatsoever. You can hold this thing, you can put your hand in here. I like on the outside, no pressure whatsoever. I'm just guiding the mitt. And the strands are gonna do some cleaning for me, but we're not asking too much of this mitt, because quite frankly, we've already done the foaming and the rinsing and the foaming again, so there's so much lubrication. I got a little bit of dirt there from the lowers. That's about as much as you're gonna get after a foam rinse foam. And watch this. I'm gonna run it in my bucket, up against the grit guard, and now it's completely clean on both sides. So if you're ever concerned about that, the more suds and dripping you have your wash media, I think with Incredible Suds is better. I mean, with the rinseless wash and the Legacy sponge, it's just on the verge of dripping, flipping sides of my Incredible Wash Mitt on every panel. When it comes to Incredible Suds, we like it sopping and dripping wet, right?
We definitely want it nice and wet and sopping. And in reality, Nick, you didn't need to go down to the grit guard with the wash mitt. The way the Incredible Suds works, it floods it and allows it to drop the dirt off immediately from the mitt.
Sometimes old habits die hard, Ivan.
Yeah.
I save the front bumper to last just because that's where bug guts can like to hang out, and we want to leverage as much dwell time as we can. One of the principles of cleaning is dwell time. That allows your chemical to do a lot of the work for you. So saving the front bumper to last is a nice practice, especially in the hot months where bugs are in the air and you're gonna knock into them and they're gonna have their final resting place on your bumper, just nice and easy. Of course, with a coated car, bug guts should clean off very easily, and I actually didn't see any there. But it's just kind of something I'm always thinking about. Save the front bumper and lowers until last. You like doing lowers with the perfectly safe brush, Ivan?
Yes, it makes it a lot easier. No bending involved.
Well, that's how you wash a coated vehicle. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, put them in the link below.
Not quite, Nick.
What?
We've washed it. We would still need to rinse the soap off if we were just doing a wash and dry it. But we're gonna be doing a decontamination as well. And that decontamination involves iron remover and water spot remover.
There's a few steps to this, folks. You could just wash it, rinse it, dry it. Totally fine. It's a coated car. Put a drying lubricant on the clean, wet paint like NV ceramic sealant, and you're good to go. As Ivan mentioned, decontaminating, deeply cleaning, exfoliating requires a couple additional steps. Super simple, not something you need to do at every wash. Ivan, take it away.
We have our quad fold decontamination towel. So we have 4 sides to work with. We want you to fold it. We've made it easy for you to fold. 1 spray of iron remover on the towel, 1 on the panel, match them up, and glide the towel across the surface. We can feel just a little bit of contamination here, not a lot.
Is there a scientific reason to start on the hood?
No, not at all. It's just tradition for us.
No matter where you start, some kind of system is good, right?
Yeah.
Just start in a certain place, work your way around, kind of do it with some kind of methodical thought in mind.
The goal is to get everywhere on the vehicle.
I was gonna ask, is there anywhere that you should wait, just like with washing, to the front bumper at the end, or just where you are and do it?
Where I am, the front bumper, very intelligent to wait till the end when you're washing, but when you're decontaminating, there should be nothing on there other than the bonded contaminants that we're trying to remove. I've used 2 sides of my towel, flip it to the other 2 quadrants.
Is there any logic to trying to go really fast so the Incredible Suds doesn't dry on you?
No. If the Incredible Suds dries on us, we just need to put a little more on the surface.
Because we want that lubrication, right?
Yeah.
What about the iron remover?
Ideally, you should have a second form of lubrication. It is very lubricious, it has surfactants in it, but why not err on the side of safety?
I like that word, lubricious.
I don't know if it's actually a word, but sounds good.
Yeah. So there's some glass here, the sunroof. Is that something that I need to decontaminate? I did it, but do I need to?
Yes, always decontaminate the windows.
Because I'm a big fan of doing things I don't need to do. If it takes extra time and product, I'm usually all in. I just sort of wondered, what's the lowdown on glass and decontamination?
You definitely want to decontaminate your windows because they accumulate contamination as well.
I know Ivan says 1 side of the towel per panel. Can I get away with just doing 1 side of the towel per car? I'm in a rush, I'm a production shop. I don't think it'll matter. I'm gonna polish this anyway. What do I need to know?
That's going to actually give you more work, taking you more time.
Explain.
Because you're going to scratch the car if you do that. The towel is great at removing contamination, but when it loads up with contamination, if you're trying to do all these panels at once, then you can cause a problem. By flipping the towel to a different side, now the contamination isn't overloading the towel. And once we've used all 4 sides, we dunk it in our bucket. The flooding effect of the bucket removes the contamination from the surface. Another important consideration with the decontamination towel is no pressure.
Having decontaminated thousands of cars with this method, Ivan, I know you believe in it. And I know that it's not just for show.
No.
If we're off camera and we're gonna decontaminate, he doesn't just take 1 side of it and just go, it's 1 side per panel, flip the side, 1 on the towel, 1 spray on the panel, continue on. This is the way you do it, and it just works.
We teach exactly what we do. We're not of the do what we say, don't, what is it? Do what we say, not what we do. We don't subscribe to that. Do what we show, and we do that too. All decontaminated? Almost. We have to rinse it off, and there's one more decontamination step that's often neglected, but extremely important. Now, a lot of you, after doing iron remover, you might panic a little bit and say, where'd my beading go? Because this car was beading before. That's normal. The iron remover has a tendency to lightly scar the paint, or if we can put it this way, it lays down the pores of the paint. With our next step, we're gonna revive that paint, bring it back. Next step in the decontamination process, very important, the water spot remover. Now, this vehicle, I didn't see any water spots, but we're still using a water spot remover. And the reason we use the water spot remover is as a mineral cleanse. We don't need to douse the surface with it. We're just getting it on the surface, allowing it to dwell a little bit, and we'll spread it with a wash media dampened towel. Whether it's rinseless or incredible suds that we're using, whichever one, a nice short nap towel, wrung out till it's almost dry.
I noticed you're doing a lot of squeezing.
Right, we want the towel to be damp, not wet, because we're not trying to absorb the water spot remover off the surface, we're trying to distribute it. And that's what we're doing here.
So pressure, no pressure in this step.
No pressure, like any step we do.
How should I think about this? Am I coloring in the lines? Am I deeply cleaning the paint? Give me something to feel.
You're agitating the water spot remover over the surface. That's all we're doing. The goal is to get everywhere.
But I want to get into this step. I want to be excited about it. What am I achieving? How important is this? Can I skip it? Can I just spray on the water spot remover and rinse off? I don't want to do another wiping step, perhaps.
It's an extremely important step, and the agitation is key to its success. So don't just spray it on and rinse it off. The 5 minutes it's going to take you to agitate it in is well worth the effort. And you're going to use a lot less product. Now, I'm not worried about going from the lowers to the uppers and all that, because we've cleaned the vehicle, we've decontaminated mechanically. There's nothing left on the surface other than the minerals we're taking off. The other thing is, you don't want to do this step in the beginning. This is your last decontamination step, not the first. So don't start with acid. It's not going to do much for you. It looks cool, sounds cool, but in reality, the minerals are the last thing you want to try to remove from the paint. You want to make sure everything else is off the paint first.
Because those will get in the way, won't they?
Yeah.
I've tried this before where I did water spot remover first. I sprayed a whole bottle on as a pre-treat.
Yeah.
Thinking that that could just be everything for me. And by the time it was washed and then deconned with iron remover, I realized I had to do water spot remover again.
Yeah.
And so it's just wait till the end.
Acids do not break through organics very well. They don't break through grease. That's why we do this last. It's a mineral cleanse. It's removing the minerals, not grease, not grime, not road film, not traffic film. When we're done with this towel, don't put it back in your wash bucket. Rinse it out with clear water, then launder it, and you'll be fine.
So you mentioned washing a coated car. You could also do this entire method for a non-coated car.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Preparing for NV ceramic sealant, preparing for polishing and ceramic coating, just every few months. This isn't something you need to do every week, but every couple, 3 months. Ivan may say every 6 months, but I like to do it every couple, 3 months.
As needed.
As needed. And how do you know that you need it, Ivan?
The beating starts to slow down in the vehicle. It starts getting a little more difficult to wash. It's not as fun to wash anymore because you're struggling with the drying towel. That's when it's time to decontaminate. While I'm here, a little bit of quick beads on the wheels. Quick beads and wheels were meant to go together. An important step in every detail is to keep yourself organized. So when you're done with something, like I'm done with the pressure washer hose here, I'm gonna roll it up, get it out of my way. Ready to go the next time.
Well, we have restored water beading. It's looking fantastic. It's now time for the world famous DIY detail drying blanket.
It sure is. Drying blanket Makes drying easy, makes drying fun and efficient. And drying is an important part of every wash process. Don't skip the drying towel and go to a leaf blower. Use your drying towel first, blow second. Why? Because you're putting minerals back on the surface every time you're blowing. If you're just evaporating them off, because not all water beads will get blown off, some of them will evaporate, and that evaporation means you're putting minerals back on the surface. That's just what we finished doing here, was taking the minerals off.
So people think it's actually safer to avoid the towel when in fact the towel is an important part of the cleaning process.
Towel is definitely an important part, one that shouldn't be skipped. Now, don't use your old bath towel, use a good quality microfiber towel like the drying blanket. The micro twist loop is safe, it's efficient. We're not putting undue pressure on the towel, just the weight of the towel is enough.
And especially, speaking of the weight of the towel, once it gets a little wet, it gets a little heavier, doesn't it? And it just wants to kind of, do the right amount of sticking to the paint as it drags the water off.
Right. Not only that, the time you spend blowing is a lot of time. This is much faster and quieter too. Nick can actually hear himself think when we're using the towel instead of the blower. And Nick, what video are you thinking about?
Ooh, I'm thinking about what to do if you want to coat a vehicle but don't have one. Because we show you exactly how to ceramic coat your ride right here.